What is good, y'all? What is good? It's your boy Ken Barco here at the Too Easy Podcast, and just wanted to say thank you to Mr. 713 for coming in from the 713 Houston Sportscast and gabbing with us about the Houston Texans, NFL overall, and just the sport in general. We had a great podcast. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for all the patience you had with me. Really do. Overall, great podcast, but there's a small little thing in there. It's pretty much the audio. I'm pretty sure you can hear with this intro. The audio was kind of shaky. I ain't going to front with y'all. So just be warned. Bear with me. We're going to get this issue fixed in the future. But for right now, the audio is a little shaky. So just bear with us. And, just see if we can try to get to the end. If not, it's all good. I understand. I appreciate you guys for just tuning in. But either way, it's your boy Ken Bargo with the Too Easy Podcast. Enjoy the show. What's good, y'all? What's good? It's the Too Easy Podcast, and as you can see, we got a special guest today, man. And it's been cooking up for a good week. Glad to have him on, man. Welcome, Big Dog, to 713 Ruben. What's up, Big Dog?
What's going on, man?
Yes, sir. Most definitely, I mean. Yeah, I mean, shoot, I'm running a bit late, good 20 minutes late, but better late than never. So we'll get this shit started, man. So overall, I just want to ask you a question, man. We're up and coming podcasters. We're getting into the game. How did you get your first start? How did you get started with this and starting your podcast or sportcast?
Yeah, bro. So the first thing I did, around my time, there was only, I believe, one group, and that was Saw Sports, and they were doing their thing. But I remember when Laramie Tunsil had got traded, I had looked on YouTube. I haven't seen no one talked about it yet. I only saw one small segment on ESPN about it, and then, I was just like, hey, man, I feel like I could just, talk. So then I go upstairs to the room, and, with the simple iPhone, bro, just started recording videos and just kept it up, man. Was dropping a vid almost every single day and got better over time and got traction. And, thank the man upstairs. We're over here, we're here now.
I got you.
So was it consistency, or was it like you made connections? Like, how did you get your numbers to where they are now?
It was consistency, bro. Like it was a grind. Like, remember so I started, like I said, once we traded for Laramie Tunsil, and we really only had about 1 to 2 good years of Watson, right? Then everything fell apart. So Imagine making content when this team is at the bottom of the bottom and no one wants to watch it. But yeah, you consistently sitting in front of the camera making a video, bro. Like, of course, over time you met you meet some great people, but that's because of your hard work. Like, meeting Patrick Storm, meeting Landry Locker, meeting Cody Stoops, like, that happens when you take the extra step and, putting yourself out there. Like, with Storm, I would DM him, and Stoops, I had text messaged him about wanting to be like him, so he was like, come to the studio. So I ended up going to the studio and learning from him, man. But it's really just about how much hard work you put into it, man, and what you really want to take out of this, because there's a lot of great opportunities, in this, and, media is changing to where podcasts or, right now the number one go-to for any type of sports content. Everyone wants to hear about their favorite teams, and, it's getting big, man. So welcome to the game, and just keep on uploading, and it's fun.
Yeah, man, on the real, man. I mean, we're just getting started, and, like I said, we were going at it for about a good year, right? Reg, we're going about it for a good year.
Yeah, we've been going about it for a year. A little
over a year, and so we've been getting started, and we're seeing the rapport with our community, and we're seeing a lot of things get hit. I mean, we have our own little Rated R podcast, Rated R ESPN. We just talk junk called Raw Ball. We never get a chance to talk it out. We just talk sports. We do a whole lot of different things. Like, there's no limit to what we do. And that's kind of how we want to keep the podcast. There's just no limit. Of course, we want to be at a certain niche, but we usually keep it to a point where it's like no limit to what we can do. And so Yeah, no, we have our own little rated R podcast, the Wall Ball. Check us out, y'all. Every time we talk sports, I have our own little rated R ESPN. But overall, just seeing what you've been doing, I got inspirations piece by piece, and I think I came across your channel probably like 5-6 months ago, about 6 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, man, I want to, that's the type of stuff I like doing, and just want to give you your props, man. You're the inspiration that pretty much made Raw Ball what it is.
Well, hey man, thank you so much. And any questions you have, bro, just feel free to ask. I'm willing to help or anything like that. I remember when I was first starting, and not a lot of people helped me on the way. So I want to help the up and coming guys, man. So anything you guys need, just let me know.
Hey, bet, man. We're here, man. We're here to learn. We're here to soak up everything we can. And, like I said, we're still new to the game, but doesn't mean we ain't really gonna learn. So, hey, it's a new horizon for us. So we're gonna keep pushing. But yeah, man, y'all ready to talk some football?
Hey man, let's get it, man. That's what we came here
Yes,
for.
sir. All right, man. Let's get started, man. Just the breaking news that happened over in the past 24 hours. Akers, running back for the Rams, came over to the Texans, got traded.
Yeah, Cam Akers. Man, dog. Hey, the Texans are all in, man. Hey, somebody call Jerry Jones. Somebody call Jerry Jones right now, and tell him what all in looks like. You know what I'm saying? We see what we can do with this quarterback, C.J. Stroud, and we're just going all in, man. I'm telling you, man. Like this team right here can do it. That's why J.J. Watt's like, shit, I'll come out of retirement. I know that motherfucker want to ring. Next thing you gonna see Andre Johnson coming out of I need you wide receivers.
By the way, congratulations on Andre Johnson. Just got his Hall of Fame jacket.
Yeah. Hey, one of my favorite players of all time, dog.
Man, top 5, great, in my personal opinion, greatest wide receiver of all time. Top 5 easily. Yeah, Andre, shout out to you, big dog. But yeah, man, I mean, this whole team is stacked, man. I mean, how you feeling about this team, Ruben? I mean, how's it been? How you think the team's coming along since they started training camp?
Yeah, well, first, we mentioned Cam Akers. We signed him yesterday. Joe Mixon has not been at the last 2 training camp practices. He was not there on Saturday. We had an off day yesterday. Was not there today. D.Y.O.R, he said, didn't really give us a reason why he was not there, but says he is confident in Joe Mixon and he will be fine. So maybe it's a personal issue, maybe it's a family issue, but now we see why we bring in someone like Cam Akers. So the question's asked, like, is there going to be some more extended time where Joe Mixon is out? However, Cam Akers signs one day, and he's immediately thrown into RB2, RB3 roles with Dameon Pierce going to RB1. I like the move, don't get me wrong. You potentially add another weapon for this Houston Texans offense and C.J. Stroud. Does he make the 53-man roster? I'm kind of on the fence. I could understand if he doesn't. I can understand if he does. But the confidence in my team is, excitement at an all-time high. And, I remember feeling some type of way about this team at this point last year, right? Because the first day of training camp was special.
Yeah.
We sang happy birthday to D.Y.O.R, so he was surprised about that. Then you saw C.J. Stroud walk down the stairs, and you're just like, this is our franchise guy. And as soon as he walked by you, it was like everyone was in awe, right? It's like, it's like when like a freaking goat walks in the room, bro. Like everyone legit got quiet in that section of the park and just watched him walk by. I was like, this is different. And then you saw it, right? You saw it without an offensive line. You saw it without a running game. You saw it without Tank Dell. CJ was just the main reason why this offense was going. And now you re-sign Dante Schultz. You bring in Joe Mixon. You bring in Stephon Diggs. You re-sign Nico Collins. You bring back Bobby Slowick and Gerard Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
the Houston Texans did everything in their power to make sure C.J. Stroud has enough weapons, have enough coaching to
Yeah.
develop in this league. And it's rare where you have a successful season and you get to keep your OC the next year. Because it was that damn good for C.J. Stroud, and Bobby Sloak was getting interviews for head coaching. But no, of course we gave him a little bit of a pay raise. Happy that he's
Yeah.
back, but excitement at an all-time high. You talk about Daniel Hunter, you talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
Aziz Al-Shaair, Danico Archer. I could go on
Aziz
and on about
Al-Shaair,
the excitement.
that's the sneaky guy.
Dude, yeah, for sure. And it's crazy how we rarely talk about him. So we talk about Diggs, Mixon, and Hunter, but this is someone who was an undrafted rookie, worked his way up, spent multiple years playing, backup linebacker, but learned
Under
in
D'Amico. He
got
developed.
his opportunity in Tennessee, franchise leader in tackles in just 1 year, gets the bag, and it's all systems go, bro. And dude, I've never felt this way ever about
Yeah.
like Houston
Yeah,
Texans.
same here.
Even when we
Same
had, Deshaun Watson, even that year after, after war, it was Matt Schaub and Andre and
And if I
like,
see, I remember.
I've never felt like
Yeah, no, on the real though, I mean, the Texans now, I mean, I feel like they're evolving into a team that can be a contender year in, year out. I mean, C.J. Stroud, I mean, just with his rookie year, is already proven that he's already going to be a top 5 quarterback in the league, and might even he can even play the game with top 2, top 1 in the league. I mean, with the numbers he was putting up. I mean, and going back to Joe Mixon and all those running backs that are coming in, Cam Akers and Joe Mixon, and whatever Joe Mixon's going through, I'm sure it's going to be all right. But at the end of the day, like I said, you need extra runs because not only, whatever Joe Mixon's going through, you also got to understand that he's also kind of injury prone. And so you also got to bring like somebody that can also carry the load with them. Because Joe Mixon probably can't move around the same way he used to before his injury. And what was it, a knee injury, if I'm not mistaken? And if I'm not mistaken, it was a knee injury. And, with that, I mean, however that goes, your knee's never going to be the same again. You really can't replace a knee. And so now it's going to be, I mean, they kind of had to get a backup just to make sure Joe Mixon's probably straight. I think that's why they went for Cam Akers. And so, however you look at it, I mean, I think this team is loaded. Like I said, I would feel a lot more safer if they were to get another guard on the O-line, but still, overall, I'm rocking with this new Texans team. And like I said, I never felt this way about the Texans, man. I'm hyped. Last year, I was skeptical. I was like, I don't know if CJ has what it takes, bro. After like the first 2 preseason games, I was already counting them out. I won't even lie. I was one of those few, and then lo and behold, he was the savior of the Texans, man. And so,
But we needed that. He needed that. He needed that doubt. He needed that controversy. You know what I mean? So he's like, he needed that to prove himself a little bit. And now that he proved himself, people are still doubting him. You know what I mean? Now the comparison is always going to be C.J. Stroud to Patrick Mahomes. At first, we were just trying to see C.J. Stroud against Deshaun Watson, and they were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, he's moved past that. He's at that same level, or he's moved past it." Now we're comparing C.J. Stroud to Patrick Mahomes now, so it's like a whole different strategy, man. I'm excited for C.J. Stroud, man. All these weapons that they invested in for just him to do his thing, in terms of like running the offense. I see about 5,500 yards, man, this year.
That's great.
I mean, with the weapons he has, bro, I mean,
It wouldn't surprise me though.
Remember Peyton Manning did that. Remember when Peyton Manning had all those weapons?
It
He
wouldn't
broke the
surprise
record.
me.
On
No, I
us,
mean,
actually.
like-
He broke the record on us, actually.
Dude, and then when you see the type of offense, that we're trying to run, which is similar to the Shanahan offense in San Fran, similar to the Miami, offense with Coach McDaniels, like we've seen a number of players be successful, whether it's Tyreek Hill, whether it's Deebo Samuel, Jalen Waddle can get involved. I mean, who was Jawan Jennings? And so the playoffs country, just making plays in San Francisco. You have an all-pro tight end on one team, and then when you look at the running game right before Christian McCaffrey, there was a number of San Francisco running backs that were successful, right? In Miami, you had A-Chain,
Yeah.
you had Raheem Mostert. So this offense, man, it has potential to be one of the top in the NFL. And
But
I keep on saying this, on every single chance I get, like we have yet to see the full potential of this Houston Texans offense because last year you didn't have your offensive line, right? Your starters did not play one game
mm,
together. You only had three 100-yard rushing performances all year last season by Devin Singletary, not Damian Pierce.
yeah.
And all three of those were victories. So just imagine what this offense could potentially be with the threat of the pass and the threat of the run. And I mean, dude, line them up, bro.
Hey,
I'm hyped.
same here, man. I mean, it's kind of giving me vibes like I don't know if you remember. I don't know if it was. I think it was Ezekiel Elliott's rookie season.
Yo, Dak is deep on the rookie
They
year.
were
Yeah.
unstoppable during the regular season. That team up there was dangerous. They could have won the Super Bowl that year. Rookie Ezekiel Elliott, like it kind of giving me it's kind of giving me those types of vibes because that team was so dominant, but the thing is it crumbled within itself, and so that's one thing I don't want for the Texans too is a crumble once they get to those last few games before Super Bowl. And yeah, it's something I see in not only in CJ, I also see in Stephon. I mean, he's taking over that team too as a leader, and him and CJ Stroud leading at the fort, with the head. I mean, this team might end up turning out to be the best team in the NFL. But like I said, all this is talk. At the end of the day, we need to see action once it comes down to it.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, everybody is hyping them up. Everybody on ESPN now is talking nothing but the Texans. I heard Pat McAfee was talking about the Texans for a good hour on his show.
Peyton Manning, got interviewed by
Yeah.
Pat McAfee. He's like, yeah, the Texans are something serious.
Yeah, and so it's like all this publicity on there. So now it's just like it's execution time, and I think D'Amico Ryans understood that. That's why he started the training camp early, and so I think he understood that like, hey, the light's gonna be on us like heavy bad, so we gotta start this like as soon as possible. And so I'm glad they did. I know the Chicago Bears started their training camp too, around the same time more or less, and. It's all like this whole league is turning. Like all these rookies coming out now. I mean, just in the AFC South, you got Will Levis over in Tennessee. You got who else? Then you got Richardson coming back from his injury over at the Colts. You got a couple other guys coming in, and it's all this new talent is now starting to unfold now in the AFC too. But NFL especially. But like in the AFC, and now it's going to be a lot more competitive. And so I'm waiting to see what CJ is going to do. You feel? I'm sure like everybody else, but at the end of the day, it's all about execution now. Like everybody's hyped him up. I feel like they're at crazy hype now. It's a Super Bowl level hype. Now it's just time to execute. But I don't know. I mean, I know you cover him day in, day out, Ruben, and I don't know. Like, what do you see them doing in the next 5 years?
Well, I mean, the goal was a Super Bowl, right? And just to go back to what you were just talking about,
Yeah.
right? You said, like, you don't want us to crumble towards the end of the year, right? That's why I think when you look at this coaching staff and you see that, the man in charge is D'Amico Ryans, right? You feel, a sense of, okay, yes, I believe in D'Amico, right? You look at what this man did last year, right, guys? Let's not forget where the Houston Texans were going
Oh, yeah.
to go. We were about to be the Cleveland
Yep.
Browns, right? Stephen A. Smith called us a racist organization and said no one should go work for the Houston Texans. If I'm a pending free agent, that's where I'm not going. And now all those people are talking about us potentially being one of the best teams in the league. It's so crazy how one off season changes, right? But if you notice, like, it wasn't just the team that fell into pace, right? It was ownership, Cal and Hannah McNair. There was that famous picture of Hannah McNair passed down when the Houston Texans were getting blown out. You had people, having signs over there at the game saying, sell the team. Then you saw your ownership getting more involved. right? And then you saw Nick Casario just finally having a draft where you had multiple first round picks and he had money. Remember, this was the offseason that we were waiting for. We had the previous 2 years of first round picks, right? Stinking Kenyon
Yeah.
Drake, then C.J. Stroud, and Will Anderson Jr. This offseason, we finally have the bread. And to bring in the amount of acquisitions that you did, like you brought in 6 starters, you brought in 3 Pro Bowlers. You're the first team in NFL history to add a 1,000-yard rusher, receiver, and a player with double-digit sacks, and you added both. Then it's the fact that you have young guys, you have the offensive review, you have the defensive review, you have the coaching staff in place, and we haven't even talked about the other people on the team, like like the year 3 guys, Dameon Pierce, Kenny G,
Yeah, John.
they figure it out, bro. Like it's all gonna fall into place. So it's like a lot of fans are upset. Well, not fans, but opposing people are upset that we are this excited about this team. But when you really look at how, from what this team was to what they are now, you see a full change in this franchise, right? You saw the love of football, the love for the Houston Texans come back into the city, and we believe, right? And then when you look at what's going on in training camp, you see Stephon Diggs dancing with Tank Down, Nico Collins, coaching John Mechie. You're feeling great right now as a Houston Texans fan. And next 5 years, I expect you to be competing. I expect you to be fighting against Lamar Jackson, against Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen in the playoffs. Your window is the next 1 to 2 years while you have Mixon, Hunter, and Stephon Diggs. But, let's not forget, guys, in 4 short years, well, 3 after this season, 2 after this season, I'm sorry, we're about to make C.J. Stroud the highest paid quarterback in NFL.
I'm pretty sure.
Right.
That's if he takes it.
Bro, he's gonna do it, bro.
You never know. He might be like Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and he might take the team-friendly deal.
I mean, look, dude, I'm all for someone getting his bread, and if he keeps on doing this, then make him the highest pay that's ever been. So, our window next 1 to 2 years, man. But I hope in the next 5 we get to host up a trophy. That's
most definitely. I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm seeing a lot. We're seeing a lot of everything being put onto the spotlight. And what's his name, Stephon Diggs training with John Mechie and them. I saw it the other day. I mean, this team looks like it's ready to actually compete, like at the big ultimate stage. I mean, just seeing the wide receivers, like Tank Dell speaking so highly of Stephon, like everybody, all the wide receivers coming out speaking highly of Stephon Diggs and him coming in. And you kind of have to see, like, now that you more or less seeing like a matured Stephon Diggs too coming in. I mean, the way it was back in Minnesota, the way it was back in Buffalo, everybody said he was a bad influence in the locker room. He was a bad influence with all the teams he'd been through before.
Yeah, because he had a quarterback that couldn't get in the ball. That makes sense.
Even so, a wide receiver makes it work. A great wide receiver makes it work to his benefit, because at the end of the day, he's the one that has to jump up and risk getting hit by the big LBs and stuff like that. So he's the one taking the risk. And I'm saying like a mature Stephon Diggs, and I'm just like, is that going to be what we need, or do we need like a riled up, savage, toxic Stephon Diggs? We're like,
we gonna get that. We're still gonna get that.
No, right?
That's Stephon Diggs ain't game. You know what I mean?
It goes back to what D'Amico Ryan said in his first ever press conference. We don't need no energy back.
yeah.
And I think that Stephon Diggs has been everything but that. It was funny, right? When he missed the first day of voluntary OTAs, the internet went in the uproar. Oh, Stephon Diggs is there. He's already being, a locker room candidate. You see, the man showed up the next day. He's there on day 1. I believe right now he is he's one of the veterans on this team that have not taken a day off. Stephon Diggs has been 100% participating, working.
He's trying to win a ring.
And then with multiple young guys, I had talked about that, right? And Stephon Diggs, his own mom had commented on my post, and I'll bring up the comments that she has
Just
said. If you guys give me one
yes,
second
sir.
here. Um,
In a minute, we'll address the chat. Just everybody that's chatting. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate you. We're going to address y'all in a minute. Just,
so this is what Mama Diggs has to
let's see it.
say.
Let's see it.
She said, "My son has repeatedly took players under his wing to make him and his teammates better. They never tell what part they've played. It's always two sides to every
Oh, yeah.
story. I'm ready for
Let's go. Hey, shout out to Mama Diggs, man. What's good? What's good? But yeah, no, like I said, I'm seeing him mature, and sometimes when when you take out all the rage or all the toxicity, sometimes that can also hinder your game too. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I heard,
but
that's what I'm hearing right now. I'm seeing on the comments on a training camp with the Texans, like he's not that beast no more. He's just a role player now. He's just this and that. I'm hearing so many things. I'm just like, oh,
look, the thing is, Stephon Diggs never had a guy to put the ball on the money. You know what I mean?
Josh Allen.
And in my opinion, Josh Allen.
It's a hot take.
In my opinion,
Kirk Cousins and Josh Allen.
in my opinion, Kirk Cousins and Josh Allen are phenomenal quarterbacks, but they're not like ball placement specialists like C.J. Stroud. They're not like that. They're not at that. They're not the accuracy guys. They're the guys who's gonna. They're field generals. They're game managers. They're gonna get you the ball. They're gonna throw you the ball, but it's up to them to play. And we're gonna find
that is a hot take, but I kind of agree with you too. At the same time, that's kind of a hot take because if you really look at like Josh Allen's career too, going back, he didn't really go crazy until Stephon got there.
Yeah, we were questioning Josh Allen if he should be a quarterback. We were comparing him to Blake Bortles. You know what I'm saying? We're comparing him to all these not trash, but like okay quarterbacks, like mid. And then Kirk Cousins, everybody know Kirk Cousins is like, you know, he just can't win the big game.
He's not, he's not consistent on his end.
He's not consistent. So now you got a guy that's gonna get you the ball where it needs to be every single time. Stephon Diggs' eyes lit up when he got traded. I guarantee it. So he's like, okay, I'm with the guy that.
Dude, I think that process was longer than what we think because if you remember, right, we heard about all the way back in the Pro Bowl, Stephon Diggs was asking a former retired Houston Texan wide receiver about, the organization, the team. Well, that's Andre Johnson. Then the clip comes out of him talking to CJ. You're like, oh, so you're slinging it down there in Houston, right? And then Laramie Tunsil did a great job of this, right? They went on vacation together, him and Stephon Diggs. And they were together, pretty much a lot of the offseason. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then you saw Antonio Brown, right? CTE breaking it months before it happened. Stephon Diggs is going to be Texas. So, dude, I feel like this happened as soon as we locked that game against Baltimore.
Oh yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, I think it happened quicker than that because I could see like he was posting his on his live streams, his videos like I'm coming to Houston, this and that, and he looked so happy, but he looked like so resolved too. Like I felt it's like to have it resolve, that means it took time. Like I feel like it's been on his mind before he even met LT, and I'm just like, nah, man. He looks like he's been in Houston. He's got the snow too, because he's been with Buffalo, Minnesota. I know he's ready to get out that snow. I know he's ready to get out of here.
Yeah. C.J. Stroud has so much buzz during the Pro Bowl. All these players are like in awe. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all remember, but like these players are like, God damn, like this motherfucker's putting on the money. Even what's his name?
Say? I know you want to play
Jamar
with
Chase. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So
dude,
you can't tell me other players weren't saying the same thing.
Oh yeah, I bet it did.
You can't tell me other players weren't saying the same thing after Jamar Chase, top 5 wide receiver in the league, said that. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
And
Come
what
on now.
did you say?
There's a difference.
Texans ain't
He
for
knows.
Yeah,
everybody.
no, Texas ain't for everybody. I mean, listen, you come to Texas, I mean, you're gonna get the Cowboys shoved down your throat. You come to Texas, you go
Oh
to
yeah.
Texas, you talk Texas
Oh no. Cowboys just shove down your
down
throat
your throat.
everywhere. That's
Stuff.
I'm out here. I'm out here in DC. It's Cowboys
Oh yeah,
fans.
no, they get shoved down your throat because they're a former shell of what they used to be back in the '90s. That's all they are now. Is a former shell of what they used to be.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's a marketable shell that they can continue to fill them seats. I mean, why do you think they got $1 billion arena and they sell out almost every other game? I mean, they know how to like when you have a good marketing team, you can do anything. And so, but going back
Yeah.
to Stephon, yeah, no, I'm seeing a lot of maturity in him, a lot of leadership, and from hearing from other players, I mean, I think this team's ready to actually go for it. Like in the next year or two, I think this team's ready to go for it. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm looking at it like, hey, I remember something brought up earlier about Arian Foster, Matt Schaub, and we had Andre Johnson. Is that hype? And it's just like, hey, let's not get caught under the lights type stuff. And I feel like with D'Amico, he's actually going to do his thing, man, because D'Amico's actually been there. He was actually there during that era. And so,
He was there
yeah.
in Philly too. Remember, he was
Yep.
there in Philly. So he was there with both hypes. He knows how to deal with it. He was there in San Fran. He was there during the hype. D'Amico knows how to lead. And I think that's what we've been missing. We've been missing a leader, a person who's focused on football. We never had that before, especially in C.J. Stroud. You know what I'm saying? No, like obviously, no offense to Deshaun Watson. I love Deshaun Watson, one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. But the guy wasn't always focused on football. You know what I'm saying? He was focused on a lot of different things at one time. C.J. Stroud, narrow-minded. You know what I'm saying? He's focused on football. So we got that. We got that leadership. We got the guy that he only cares about executing the game plan every week. So I think that's the difference in what the Texans needed all these years. And I feel like, honestly, this year. I feel like this is the year, honestly.
No, on the road though, it's just. Oh, before I even get started, I want to address the chat. I think you got a couple people from your side, Big Dog, coming in. Everybody's saying "Swarm, baby, Swarm," or "Swarm."
Oh, that's your
Cool. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Shout out to everybody coming in. We ain't doing nothing. But yeah, no, man. Going over to like me personally, like this past season. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Like I always say, it's rigged. Just as my excuse, and I always bring that in. Like I was saying that this past Super Bowl was rigged from the start, and so them showing Taylor Swift and everything, it was a Taylor Bowl. Now, given that, like let's just say that's for real, just for a quick second. Do you think we're gonna have to bust through that whole Taylor bubble of the NFL that we're in right now, with the Swifties coming onto the NFL and everything, and then the NFL making the game softer? Do you think we gotta burst that bubble? Or do you think that's just me? That was like a conspiracy theory type stuff? Because I don't know. I got a couple things I can back it up, but I don't know. What do you think about that, Big Dog?
Man, I hope it's not rigged, right? That's what you hate.
Yeah.
We loved it so much. We spent so much time
All right.
on it. You hope it's not. But the Houston Texans, like a couple months ago, they posted Megan Thee Stallion, wearing some Houston Texans stuff. So we could battle Taylor Swift with Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know how good we're doing that match.
I'm telling you, man.
That'll be
Wow.
big. Yeah.
But I
Get
think we
Stroud.
have a shot.
Get you the Amber Rose.
You need to leave her alone, CJ. Leave her alone.
Dude, when that happened, we were like, what, dude? Okay, what's going on,
I'll
man?
just,
Mama Stroud got invited. Shout out to Mama Stroud. You were like, you just gave her a ride to the hotel.
hey, I don't know if you do it.
And other players were like, I see you, CJ.
Every dog has his days, man. Every dog has his days.
Yeah, no, I know. No, Wiz Khalifa probably met. Just joking around. But nah, man, I don't know, man. Why don't we doing the off time? Just don't let it affect the football field. That's all I say. What we do on the off days, I mean, as long as there ain't no LT. LT used to do some crazy stuff back in his day. Used to go drink on drinking vendors like a day before the game, day before the Super Bowl. He was around. Like he was a monster, but he was always drugged up, messing with prostitutes. I mean, it was a whole crazy thing, man. It was like, yeah, they got his documentary or the interview he had not too long ago, about a year ago. Man, this dude was a wild dude. As long as we ain't doing that, I think we good. But yeah, no, dog. I mean, it's just crazy to me that now going back to the whole Taylor Swift thing. It's just crazy to me that now it's like a whole bunch of things outside the game of football that's being affected. Like the reason I was saying the whole Taylor Swift thing is just because I was seeing like ticket prices go up. I mean, you see some of these ticket prices.
Well, you gotta think,
Right.
bro. Like, okay, like she's one of the most famous people in
Oh,
the
yeah.
world. You know,
Like top 10.
You know, like I
top
saw
10.
this stat where it said that if Taylor Swift were to cancel a concert, she could financially bankrupt a city for a living.
Oof.
Like she has that amount of weight. So like I understand, bro. Like just think about it, right? If Michael Jackson was still alive to this day, right? R.I.P. to the king, and he went to an NFL game, and like let's say he was a diehard Houston Texans fan. So let's say every single week, the King of Pop put up to a home game. You wouldn't think Cameron had him there with jack up the ticket price?
Oh yeah, no.
Come on,
It would be within their benefit to have her there because she was getting shown to her faces every other game. Like every play, probably like 30 seconds afterwards, they'll show Taylor Swift like this. Just look.
But it was just like with the Patriots, man. We were just like they have something working for them, right? They're cheating also, but we gotta go up there, man, and we gotta beat them. And I think at the end of the day, right, I think you built up a well enough team to compete with them, and there's a reason why they're multiple Super Bowl champions, and they got one dude who's about to enter the GOAT conversation, or in some people's minds have already entered the GOAT conversation. It's insane, bro, but I think that's why there's also a lot of hype around this team, because who's going to take down the Kansas City Chiefs? Just think about the headlines the day after someone does that. It's going to be insane. Another dynasty down.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got you, big dog. But real quick, let's check out the chat. Oh man, that boy Isaiah, man, he was starting some stuff. He said Cowboy Nations is back. Forget you, dog. Yeah, I don't know that guy. I'm not associated with him at all, dog. So we ain't gonna keep it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't know that guy. but yeah, no, definitely like you said, it's best to use it to the advantage, and I agree. But at the same time, I'm just like, dang, bro, like if this is it, or this is how they're gonna create this dynasty, I'm just like, who's gonna really like? Not to mention, the whole back to conspiracy theories. Back in that Baltimore Raven game, the NFL announced that they're changing the referee at the last second, a day before the game actually started, and this referee in particular. If you're an away game or if you're an away team, you win automatically with this referee. He lets all the away teams win. Statistically, all the away teams that ever played with him in playoff games won.
So we're the first team that lost?
No, we're the first team that won. I mean, no, they won. And that's what I was saying. I was like, it was weird, too. It was like weird things that were happening around behind the scenes that I'm like, the NFL is out here cashing out because, made more.
Come on now.
This past Super Bowl made more money than any other Super Bowl they made, probably, if I'm not mistaken. Because the ticket sales were crazy. I mean, there were celebrities left and right. You would think it was the Oscars looking at the Super Bowl. Like, if you actually, saw the behind the stuff going down or the in-between stuff between plays, it was nothing but celebrities there. I mean, Olga had Ice Spice wearing what was it, that upside-down crucifix. I mean, I feel like it's to the benefit too. It's to the benefit too, and I'm just like, and I'm a conspiracy theorist, man. I was saying it was rigged, but at the same time,
Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. It is what it is. Like, it is what it is. He's just that phenomenal. He can overcome it.
I mean,
I got it. And the Chiefs were better than the Ravens. I'm not gonna sit here and act like they were not. They were clearly better than the Ravens. We could have beat the Ravens if they didn't knock out Zach Cunningham and fucking Lamar Jackson all of a sudden didn't have a QB man spy, so he started taking off and getting 100 yards in the second half. You know what I'm saying? Remember, we were tied 10-10. So the Chiefs saw exactly what the Ravens did and what we did, and they did the same thing, but they had more pieces. They had more backup pieces. So honestly, and the difference is Patrick Mahomes is a more prolific passer than Lamar Jackson, even though he made some improvement. But honestly, like when it comes down to it, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback. He's just he's gonna be one of the greatest of all time because he's just that guy. He's Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying, but a leader.
Yeah, but okay, I got you. Like I said, I mean, I could just be talking mess and adding my conspiracy theory junk, but at the same time, like, I don't know, man. The stuff's there and it's just iffy, and I feel like I just don't want our boys getting screwed over. That's all. And so, but now going into the schedule, what do you think is going to be our toughest team this year, this upcoming year? This one we have a chance.
I mean, we are playing the Chiefs.
Well, when you look at that 10-game stretch where you played the Dolphins, you played the Chiefs, you played the Ravens, like, could you be honestly
at Arrowhead?
Like, could you be honestly mad if we lose 2 of those 3 games? You'll say no, like, bro, like you're about to play 3 teams that were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you're playing against 2 MVPs. One of them is about to get paid like he's an MVP. You're going against great coaches. You're going against 2 pretty great defenses. It's going to be a very interesting challenge with, you know, with that stretch, knowing how easy the first 2.5 months of the schedule is. You know, it's like, let's build up the Houston Texans. Let's put them against kind of weaker competition per se. And then boom, Miami Chiefs right there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, like, you know, I saw that stretch and I was just like, I called it murderous rough.
Oh, yeah. Before the playoffs, too. Right?
Dude, like,
oh, yeah.
Right before the playoffs.
It's intense.
Dude, it's intense. And then it's like, if you win 2 out of the 3, whoever the hell the 2 out of the 3 are, you're happy.
Oh, yeah. But
I think we go 2 out of 3. We might lose at Arrowhead because it's in December. It's a little cold. It's a little nippy.
Would you rather have an Arrowhead win or a Baltimore win?
A Baltimore win. A Baltimore win.
I'll take the Arrowhead, man. It's just something about being the champs, bro.
yeah, I'll take Baltimore just because the Chiefs are not the same team in the regular season than they are in the playoffs. It don't matter when you start.
Exactly.
It's 2 different teams. It's crazy to me. Like, I remember, what was it, like 2 years ago, what were they, 97? And they won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So, 10-6, okay, my fault. 10-6, but let's call it, but yeah, then they raised the Lombardi Trophy at the end of it all. And so, yeah, no, when it comes time to turn that switch on for Mahomes, and the reason why most of the games they play or sometimes they lose is because of load management. And so the way they do it is they just play as good as they can just to win the game. They don't go extra or above or beyond like other teams do when they try to blow people out. That's too much energy. That's too much things. And what's his name? Andy Reid is good at managing. When it comes to load management, he knows how to load manage. He's probably the best coach in ever, really. I mean, if we're really thinking about it. And like I said, a lot of people can say Bill Belichick. I have my thing on that. But no, really, Andy Reid, I feel like there's a reason why he's regarded as the greatest coach of all time, is because he knows how to handle his players the day in and day out. He actually does the day in and day out. He knows how to load manage. He knows how to put a certain schedule, diet plans up for his team. He even does the diet plans, from what I understand. And so, yeah, it's really just all load management. So I feel like that's what separates the Chiefs from everybody else, because they're a different team in the playoffs. They go all out in the playoffs. And so they just know how to turn that switch on. So I'd rather lose to the Chiefs and play them in their full form in the playoffs versus trying to play them just being surprised in the playoffs. You feel me? We ain't trying to look for no surprises or give anybody anything. But yeah, Ravens win would be better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Isaiah's right. Miami, I don't think they're gonna make it that far
Uh,
without, you know what I'm saying, because they're just super. They burn out real quick. I'll just say that Miami burns out real quick.
yeah.
I don't think they're gonna make it to game. What is it? Game 15, week 15, where we played them.
Man, no, it's because they're solely reliant on what's his name, Tua, and pretty much Tyreek Hill. Yeah, they're just depending on that deal, really. I feel like that's how it was last year. I mean, Tyreek had a crazy amount of yards and everything, but he was the only one really producing like a crazy amount. You know, you can also bring in that game against Denver when they beat them. They scored 70 on them, bless you. And but no, it's really that team's dependent on them, and that has they usually that time usually runs out. They got a young coach. He kind of knows what he's doing, and he kind of doesn't. And so he's still in and out from what his plays look like. I mean, there's a couple plays he had where it made no sense, where he had pretty much his lineup split down the middle on a game, and I believe it was half the line. It was center, guards, tackles over here lined up in a weird way, and it didn't work. And he tried that multiple times and never worked. I don't know what it was called. It was like the craziest play I've ever seen. Like I feel like he's still trying to fill out the league itself. So I don't think we can really depend on him to come up with some amazing coaching plans. And so that's why I don't really see the Dolphins really doing much by that time. They were winded, at least what I saw from last year. And so they relied too heavy on Tyreek Hill. They had no, yeah,
We thought I'm thinking I'm like Tyreek Hill's
yeah.
MVP, like no doubt.
It was insane.
Yeah, but he had an amazing season though, amazing season. And he's probably gonna have another one too. It's just that's the only weapon you got. I mean, your run game is okay. You got a bunch of rookies.
I would hope so with all those kids.
Man, how many kids does he have now? He has like 12 now.
It's like a 10
He has
or
a number
11,
10,
I
right?
believe.
Man.
He has what?
That's crazy.
11?
Yeah, 10 or 11.
Nah, he's having too much fun in Miami, dog. And the thing is, they are coming for his child support. They're all coming for child support, man. Any football players watching this right now, wrap it up, dog. Please. But that's a little. This dude said, nah. Nah, it's all right, y'all. Go ahead and have them babies, man. Risk it for the biscuit. But yeah, no, I mean, that's the only competition I really see for them really is that last 3-game stretch. Maybe the Lions. The Lions are going to be a pretty nice game. Then they play Jacksonville. They play them a good 2 times. I met with one of the wide receivers a couple days ago from Jacksonville. Oh, Doug. Oh, Shane here. But what's his name? Josh Travis, if I'm not mistaken, the wide receiver. And they look ready. They look like they're ready to go over there at Jacksonville. He's a good high school friend of my girl's family. So I met him the other day. That team looks ready to go. He just got drafted. Not to mention they're losing Chark Jr., so he might end up getting some playing time. So shout out to you, big dog, if you listen. And yeah, no, it's just that whole team. Like everybody is stepping up the game. I mean, it looks like it's going to be an actual rough schedule though. I feel like we got like the top 5 roughest schedules in the league right now.
Yeah, towards the end, it's tough, right? I mean, the first like 8 games, you're thinking we could go 7-0, 7-1, like even 8-0, and then you see Lions, Miami, and you got a potential battle for the AFC South at the end of the month. So, it's definitely like they want this team to have hype, right? And then, let's say we are at 7-1, 7-0. They're gonna be saying, all right, now let's see what they do against Miami, against Kansas, against Detroit, against Baltimore. That's 4 playoff teams, and then you got to worry about the Jets also with Aaron Rodgers. And it's gonna be a crazy stretch. It's gonna be fun to see how this this young team, this young coaching staff kind of handle the adversity. But I kind of feel like they've already handled a lot of adversity. Just so much in year one. The consistent injuries all over the offensive line, and having a Week 18 matchup on Saturday night to win the AFC South, and you win that game at Indy, then you win a home playoff game, and unfortunately we don't know how the season ended. I feel like this team has been battle tested already, man. And you're talking about during the season, right? The Broncos were the hottest team in the NFL when in 4 straight you broke their streak. And I believe it was that way for the Cardinals as well when you broke their streak as well. So it's going to be a battle, but I think this team has, had some scars on their back.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And yeah, man, I mean, we just got to see, man. At the end of it all, we really just got to see. We got to execute, and we got to see how they handle it. And, yeah, man, most definitely, man. I think we can go ahead and end it there. I don't know if you had anything extra you wanted to go ahead and add to. Anybody have anything extra? Anything? Actually, hold on. Let's go ahead and address, before we even leave, I just want to address, shout out to Isaiah from A Word of Esau podcast. He's been talking that junk. Shout out to everybody that came out for your boy, Big Rube, over at 713. Shout out to everybody that came out, and shout out, of course, to Rube himself, man. Appreciate you coming out, Mr. 713, man. Really do appreciate you coming through, big dog.
Thank you so much, guys. Hopefully we can do some more.
Hey, yes, sir. Especially when the season starts, man. Let's definitely get at it. I just want, yeah, definitely excited, big dog. But I appreciate y'all, and also again, sorry to everybody that was like waiting a little extra longer. My bad. My computer updated at the last second. It was playing games with me, y'all. So I appreciate y'all for waiting and being patient. And definitely shout out to 713, man. But it's been really y'all. It's been King Barco. It's been Mr. 713. Shout out to Dominican Poppy. Remember, there's one thing and one thing only, y'all. Always remember it.
It's too easy.